tutorial will look specifically at Delta Roofing and your checklist. We are not going to go through all the checklists. I just want to do a few pointers to explain to you guys how to actually do the checklist properly and what the different checklists would be on your system. So when you do open your app on Eland, you will see these blocks, which is your app to Eland. And we're just going to focus on the checklist. So complete the checklist, and then this screen will open with all the different checklists, depending on what is actually assigned to you. So you won't necessarily see all the checklists. It all depends on what would be assigned to you. If you see a checklist with HSE in front of it, it means that it's a health and safety checklist, and that is a legal requirement, and that's why we want these checklists to be completed. Not all users will have access to these checklists again, only those that are required to check specific elements for health and safety for us. The checklist that you guys mostly use is either roof inspection or roof inspection 10 short. And Jeff will discuss this with you going forward to see which one of the two you will keep, because you'll only do one of the two going forward. So I'm going to do a health and safety checklist just to give you an idea of what we want you to do in your actual checklists when you complete it. So portable electrical equipment or power tools, let's do that checklist. The way the checklist work is not, yes, I have done this and it is correct. The click or the tick means that, yes, I've actioned this question and I am happy that I can go on and that I have addressed this question. So this specific question asks us for the tool type. So let's say it's a drill that we're checking. The next one is the tool number. Let's say there is no tool number because it's not on a register. Or if there was a tool number, you could have given the tool number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or the serial number even. It doesn't matter, serial. Okay, so it doesn't matter what the number is. It's just if there's a number to the tool, put the number in, or just give us a not applicable. Then you say grounding, double insulation. So we're going through all the questions, and I'm saying that everything is perfectly fine with me. No problems on any of this. But say, for instance, there's no guard on a drill. Let's just go through and we say everything else is fine. If I say there's no guard, I must just say it's not applicable. But everything else is fine. Let's say there is grease on this specific tool. So now we can say drill dirty and full of oil. I can add a picture that it will explain what the problem is that I've picking up. And I can actually add multiple pictures. So I can add that picture and I can add another one. Let's give you a jellyfish. Okay, so you can add multiple pictures to Eland. You can see there's 2 pictures already. You can make it 3 or 4 to the same question. You don't have to have only 1 picture per question. You can have multiple pictures. Now we can fix up this whole checklist. I just want to give you a few pointers. Create a task is never, ever, ever going to be used unless if you need somebody in the office to address something. So if this tool was not going to be cleaned by you, or if it was faulty and needed to be replaced, then you can actually click task. Delta will never use continual improvement in their checklists. This means that there was something that needs an investigation. So say, for instance, the tool was broken and nobody reported it, and it was company policy to investigate that, then we'll do that. Or if it was a very expensive piece of equipment and it needs to go to insurance, that's when we'll use continual improvement. But most of the times you will never use task or continue improvement. The only time you will use it is when there is something that you need to highlight to the office, something specific that needs to be fixed. So remember, the office will see the full checklist. They will get your full checklist and they can see immediately what was completed in the checklist. This task will raise a specific task for us in Eland as a duplicate, highlighting to the administrator, listen, there's actually something specific that we need to complete. And the reason why I'm saying this to you is because I see that you guys fill in your checklist with information that is not something that we need to complete. It's just information we need on the checklist, and then you raise a task. Please don't do that. It's not necessary. We've got the information against this actual checklist that will give us the information that we need to go forward, especially when you do your inspections for your roof inspections. Because on your roof inspections, that is a report for the insurance company. So they need the photographs, they need the comments, they need the checklist to be completed properly so that they can use it as a full file going into, or report going through to the inspection for the insurance company. So don't select task or continue improvement unless if it's something outside of what you want to report on your checklist and you want them to take special attention to it. So on a health and safety checklist, which we are busy with, it will be something like it needs to be replaced or it needs to be repaired because it's a health and safety risk to somebody if you can't do it immediately on site. So say, for instance, we are checking a ladder and we find that the ladder is broken. We're going to say it needs to be replaced, and that's going to be a task. But for a dirty drill, you're going to clean the drill and then you're going to use it. So it doesn't need a task to be raised. Also, if you fill in the general comments, so I'm going to say test here. The general comments section is anything that you want to add that's not part of your questioning. And that will print first on the checklist. So I'll show you how it prints when we do the printing or the verification check just now. So basically what we are doing is I can submit this because I've completed the full checklist. But I'm going to save it first because I want to show you, if you save the checklist, you can go back to it, make changes, add additional information, or just make sure that you've actually completed everything the way you wanted to complete it. And then I can submit when I'm happy and sign it off. Remember, if you did not tick all the blocks, you will lose the information if you didn't save it, first of all. And secondly, it won't bring you to the submit screen because it will tell you, or you won't be able to submit because it will tell you it's missing information. Every single block needs to be ticked. Eland will not accept a checklist as submitted if all the green blocks have not been ticked. So now I'm saying done. If we go back to the platform, so here we are in the Eland platform. We go to checklists. So now you can see there's my portable electrical tools checklist. This is the one we've just checked. It gives me the username. That was the person that's logged in, so it's me. And it tells me exactly when it was done and at what time. And if we view this checklist, you will see it will give us the information that we actually captured. Let's give it time. Okay, so if we view it, remember I told you if you create a task, it gives us a number. Okay, remember I told you if you put anything in the general sheet or general section, it will print on top. So it gives me that task or that test that I wrote in the general section, and it also gives me the task which I now selected. Okay, but remember I said to you guys, please don't select task if it's not absolutely necessary for the office to get a task to say that they need to do something. So if we go to tasks, you will see the task now sits in the review, and it now tells me that I need to clean that drill, which we don't want. That is unnecessary. It's something that we don't need if it's something that you have fixed on site, or if the checklist, if we go back to the review, your roof checklist. So let's look at it. Edrich has done a roof checklist this morning. Let's look at it. So if we look at the roof inspection, you'll see he's put inspection notes. There's no task that was raised out of this checklist, which is correct. So he's put all his comments, his pictures, everything where it needs to be done, and it's completed. If we go back to a roof checklist that somebody else has done, let's quickly have a look. So Stephen has done this roof checklist. You can see the 6th of the 6th, 1919. Let's look at this checklist. There's probably quite a bit of pictures in this one. That's why it's taking so long to download. Okay, let's quickly have a look. So now you can see, okay, so he didn't make any notes or he didn't do any tasks, which is good. Okay, put in the right name, right information. Okay, he's given us a picture and a description, pictures and description, 2 pictures. So if we look at this checklist, we have workmanship. Now we have additional photos, paternity storeroom, new leak. So these are all what you've completed in that specific checklist, and that's why you need to have a look at the different checklists, because these might be all part of the workmanship section. So you can see you can actually put 2 checklists in. We've got a signature, which is good. And this checklist was completed correctly without any tasks that was raised out of the checklist incorrectly. So that is basically what we want to teach you today, how you can complete the checklist using the Eland app and what comes out of the checklist once you've completed it. Thank you.